In order to complete at least the next two assignments in the course, you're going to need access to the R project for statistical computing. Basically, this is free open source software that you can download and install on either your PC or your Mac. It'll run equally well on both of those types of machines. If you have a Linux machine, you can even install it on that, although those are fairly unusual, particularly among journalism students. Now, the first thing I want to tell you is if you don't want to install this software on your computer, again, it's free, it's open source, it's widely trusted, but if you don't want to install it, or if you don't have your own computer to install it on, you do have the option of visiting the Business Aerospace Lab on campus. And if you go to that lab, you will find R installed on, there it is, computers 91 through 100 in the Business Aerospace Lab. If you have any difficulty finding computers 91 through 100, just ask the lab attendant. The lab is open 24/7. You can go there anytime. And there'll be an attendant whom you can ask to point you in the right direction if you have difficulty finding R on the machine, getting R to open. Again, the attendant can help you with that. But that's an option for you if you don't want to or can't install the software on your own machine. But this is incredibly useful software. This is being able to code in R is a highly valuable skill for really anybody, but for media majors in particular. And I do hope you'll consider getting it installed on your or installing it on your own machine. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to show you how to go about installing that, and also a couple of other things you're going to need. The first step involves installing the R package itself. It's pretty easy. And then to make R easier to use, you're going to want to install something called R Studio, also open source, also free. But it just makes the interface for using R a little bit more user-friendly. And then finally, you're going to need an API key. API stands for Application Programming Interface. And you'll need one of these to interact with the U.S. Census Bureau API. And you won't be able to do much in this upcoming lesson unless you have your very own individual API key. And I'll talk more about how to get that in just a moment. For starters, to get R, the first step in the process, come to this web page. This is www.r-project.org. Just come here and find the Download R link right up here in the first paragraph. Click on that. And any one of these sites is a site that you can download R from. It's the same software no matter where you download it from. You might get some differences in language if you download it from some place where English is the predominant language. The usual way to go here is to pick the download site that is geographically closest to where you are. For us at MTSU, that would be this one. This is the National Institute for Computational Sciences in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. There's a link for it right there. Just find that link and click on it. And here you have some choices depending on what kind of a machine you're using. If you're using a Mac, you want to click on the Download R for Mac OS link right here. And then choose the PKG file that would be suitable for whatever Mac you're running. I have no way of predicting what kind of Mac you're running, so I can't tell you beyond this which one is right for you. But if you know what kind of Mac you're using, you should be able to pick out the right one for you fairly easily. Just click on the link there, and then from that point forward, the installation is pretty much the same as it would be if you were installing any other software. Okay. Now, if you're running a Windows machine like I am, a Windows 10 machine, it's a little bit simpler. Just click the Download R for Windows link right here. And choose base, because the base is the one you want if you're installing R for the first time, as they tell you right there. So choose the base link, and then choose the link up here, the Download R 4.1.3 for Windows. Okay, and that's going to be an executable file. You just download it and run it, and it will install like anything else. Okay, so that's how to get the the software installed if you're running a Windows machine. Okay, so if you've done that, be sure you let R fully install and let the installation process finish. And then when it's done, come to this web page. This is where we're going to download RStudio. Again, also free, also open source, also perfectly safe. This is used worldwide. It's the site is www.rstudio.com, and just go there and find this download link right here. Click that. Okay, and the first thing you want to do is choose your version. There are 2 free versions and 2 paid versions. The second of the 2 free versions is the RStudio server version. That's not the one you want to install on your PC or your Mac. You want this one. You want the RStudio desktop, the free version right there. So click the download link right here. It's going to jump down to about the middle to bottom third of the page, and it's going to recommend to you which version would be suitable for the computer that you're using, whatever your system is. Click that, and again, in the case of a Windows machine, it's an exe file. You just download it, run the exe file, and from that point forward, the installation is just like installing other software on your computer, which I assume you know how to do. If you're running a Mac, this should be a link to the Mac download files. If for some reason you want to handle that process, that selection manually, you can come down here and manually choose which installation file you want to use. But again, let RStudio finish running, and once it runs, you should be good to go. The third thing you're going to need before you can do really anything with the upcoming lesson is, as I mentioned earlier, a Census Api Key. This is a unique, pretty long alphanumeric string of characters that you're going to need to paste into the code so that it will work for you. And each API key is different. Don't share this around. Don't give it to your friends. I'm not going to put it in the video that I'm showing you, the one that I have, because it's kind of your responsibility to keep this key confidential and keep it for your own personal use. But getting one is really easy, and it's almost instantaneous. Just come to this form. I'll put a link to this form in the D2L page, but you want to type your name here, like that. And your email address. You could use your MTSU email, and it might work. The thing is, as you've probably learned, MTSU's email server is really persnickety about letting external emails through. It might wind up in your spam folder. It might not come through at all. So you might consider using a non-MTSU account instead, something like your Gmail account. Obviously, use your name and your email account, not my name and my email account. I'm just typing my information in here to illustrate how to do this. And be sure you check the agree to the terms of service box here. You can actually read the terms of service if you want to, but they're pretty standard. And then click the submit key request, and the Census Bureau will send you an email with your personal unique Census API key there. And I'll show you how to use that in the next couple of videos. All right, so again, start by downloading and installing R, the appropriate R version for whatever machine you're using. Then download and install RStudio, the free version. There's no charge for either of these. And then also get yourself a Census API key. And in the next several videos, I'll show you how to use those.